Welcome, friends and foes, survivors and killers. Let's sit around the campfire together and talk about behaviour. Because damn, tonight's quite the night. So for anyone who doesn't know, Dead by Daylight's official Twitter account has tweeted this. Behaviour worked with Boss Protocol over several months to adapt in-game models for use as NFTs and approve them prior to the release of Pinhead in DBD. The NFTs have a chance to grant access to the Hellraiser chapter of DBD. Park Avenue Entertainment and Boss Protocol are great partners, and it's been a pleasure to work with them to bring Hellraiser to DBD. Find out more at Boss Protocol's website. You can't see my face right now because I'm not using Facecam because I've just gotten out of the shower and I look like a drowned dog, but I'm so disappointed in all of this. This is the worst case scenario, because it means that Behaviour's earlier statement about how they give it to their partners and they're free to do with it as they wish was misleading at best and an outright fabrication at worst. It means that Behaviour was complicit and actively supporting Boss Protocol in making these NFTs. And it's disappointing because their initial statement gave a bit of hope that maybe this was just a consequence of getting the license. And a lot of people, myself included, believed that, took it at face value, because we still had some goodwill towards Behaviour. Despite making some dubious balance decisions, maybe some design mistakes here and there, and the odd bug. Well, I say the odd bug, but okay, quite a lot of bugs. But despite all of that, the one thing Behaviour had going for them was they were a good company, run by good people. Not necessarily an efficient company, not necessarily a company that always makes the right decision, but fundamentally a company run by good people. They've always had an excellent record on the rights and holidays of their workers, for example. So when that statement came out and effectively said, we're not behind this, that goodwill meant that I and many other people believed them. We took it at face value. And that goodwill has basically been shattered. Now, everyone who's bought the Hellraiser chapter while being morally opposed to NFTs looks like a fool for supporting the company. Now, I look like a fool for defending them when the initial NFT revelations came out and giving the benefit of the doubt, and there's kind of no going back from this. So, Behaviour enthusiastically partner with Park Avenue and Boss Protocol to get these NFTs made, and the worst bit is that they weren't even honest about it. They could have outright told us when the initial statement came out from Boss Protocol what was going on, or even better, they could have told us about it when the chapter first came out, because it's almost a mid-chapter, it's almost half a financial quarter away from the chapter's release, a good 2 months since it was on PTB, and they didn't tell us. Everybody who bought Pinhead or bought a skin for him, myself included, has contributed to this financially. They've contributed in some part to this deal between Boss Protocol, Behaviour and Park Avenue, and that's just kind of sickening, because I know I wouldn't have done it. If I'd have known where this was going, I wouldn't have put a single penny towards Pinhead, because don't get me wrong, I love Pinhead, I love Hellraiser, I love playing the character, but this is the worst possible time for Behaviour to try to take some consumer confidence for granted. Because look at what's happened recently. We've had a string of rough releases, we've had bugs galore, we've had SBMM breaking people's games, we've had a plague of hackers, we've had performance issues ruining console players. Like, so much has gone wrong in DBD that many people, myself included, had given the benefit of the doubt and thought, well, they're making mistakes, but it's getting better, hopefully. And maybe this mid-chapter full of interesting changes might have been a step back on the road to recovery, but the day before it all comes out, the day before we see Michaela and the new totems and the new perks and everything, all that goodwill is demolished. But the difference between it coming out now and coming out in 24 or 36 hours time is that now we can do something about it. Because the mid-chapter hasn't come out yet, the new tome hasn't come out yet, the new Rift, Michaela hasn't come out, no new skins have come out, and now we can actually hit Behaviour where it hurts. We can hit them in the wallet. If you're worried, rightfully so, about the environmental impacts of NFTs, and the fact that Behaviour are supporting them so enthusiastically, the best thing you can do is do not buy a single thing from the new mid-chapter. Don't buy the new premium track on the Rift. Don't buy Michaela. Don't buy any of the new skins that are coming, because doubtless they'll try and sell you some of those. And don't buy Pinhead or any cosmetics relating to Pinhead if you haven't already done so. But there's more going on than just the mid-chapter. With VHS on the horizon and some mild interest in Prop Night coming up as well, DBD competitors have started to be on the rise, and doubtless this incident will push a lot of people towards them. I don't know whether those people will be me, but we'll see, I guess. And the other thing is Valve has recently started to take games featuring blockchain, crypto, or NFTs off of Steam. Dead by Daylight is a very big game on Steam, and with all the hoo-ha, all the ruckus, all the attention that this is getting, there's a very real chance that Steam pulls Dead by Daylight from the game store, or Valve starts to take issue with Bill's role in our game. Because, well, behaviour's in bed with NFT producers now, and Steam doesn't seem to like that very much. Behaviour tried to sneak this out between mid-chapter announcements and Bloodpoint codes, but I don't think anyone's forgetting about this anytime soon. For everyone who actually listened to me when I talked about this in my prior videos, I'm really, really sorry for letting you down, because I was just going by the information that I and a few others had accrued, and I was wrong. I feel as betrayed as you do, because I never wanted any of this to happen. And, yeah, again, I am really, really sorry for, well, being this wrong and being this sure, because look what's happened. And before we go nuts, it's worth remembering that there are still good people working at that company. Employees, both former and current, have come out expressing their thorough distaste for NFTs and Behaviour's involvement in it. So, in summary, I was wrong. This is happening, Behaviour is behind it, and if you've already bought the DLC, there's not a whole lot you could ever have done to stop it. But what we can do now is, we can do our best. We can not buy the new chapter. People who have not bought Pinhead can just not do so. And all we can really do is keep letting Behaviour know that this isn't okay. Maybe Valve will look into this. Maybe Dead by Daylight will be taken off of Steam. Or Bill's presence in our game will be reevaluated. Because it's clear Valve doesn't like this. It's clear we don't like this. It's clear that a lot of Behaviour's own employees don't like this. I'd be amazed if the next week, the next couple of days even, goes by without Behaviour addressing the incredible backlash that this announcement has received. Because, well, it's a PR disaster. Arguably the biggest PR disaster in the game's history. And all I want to say is, I feel betrayed. I really, really do. And if you do as well, then I understand. And, well, that's all I really have to say, so I'll see you next time. The Michaela video, spoiler alert, my first sponsored video, so I kind of can't really change much of it now. It'll be going up the next couple of days, depending on what the sponsor decides to okay. But I have to upload, I don't have a choice, so I'm so sorry. And good luck, everyone.